The other day, my dentist told me I need to make YouTube videos. And it's kind of funny, the timing. Basically, I went there because I had a sore tooth. I was worried that a root canal that I got years ago had a problem, which kind of it does, kind of it doesn't. I went there without getting an appointment. I have pretty good rapport with my dentist. He's a photographer, and Deb's a photographer. We found this out several months ago, and he's actually looking to hire Deb, my partner, to teach him Lightroom and Photoshop and some other things. But either way, so I went down there, and they were willing to take me in, which was nice. And when he came in to talk to me, first he had x-rays done, of course, and then he came in to talk to me. He was just asking me about my music. Do I have any new songs posted? And I showed him a live performance video. And he was there with his assistant, and they were talking, and he said, oh, this guy, he programs, and he writes music, and he performs, and does some photography, and I'm gonna have him plan this event for us, or whatever. He had this whole scenario, and really pleasant. We just have a nice interaction. In any case, he was asking me how I learned to write music, and how I learned to program. And all of those things, self-taught. I learned to program in high school, and never really thought I'd do it as a career, and suddenly here I am writing software for Meta, and been writing software for 30 years or whatever it is. And as far as music, I was 12 when I told my dad I wanted to play guitar, and he pointed out a guitar and a book of chords and said, go pick it up and learn those chords, and here's the songs from my songbook. He was a banjo player. So I learned the Crawdad song, and off we went. Been playing guitar ever since. And so I was explaining that and how photography, I went to YouTube because there's such a vast array of information there, and learned to do some photography. I'm basic, but I understand it, certainly mechanically. And so in any case, that's always been the attitude I've had, and that was fostered by my father, who used to say, do something most people don't. And my father, who was a lab tech, also became a realtor, became a painter. He had a couple plays done at Paramount Movie Ranch, and just learned how to make masks that were displayed in art galleries and at the governor's mansion. So and he just figured stuff out, and that's what he did. So that was the example. We weren't so much told that, although he did say do something. The idea was just do something, go after something, and refine it over time. So give that piece of advice. But either way, we were having this conversation, and then my dentist says, why don't you make YouTube videos? And I laughed because, of course, I'm showing him videos on my channel, and I do make videos, but it's pretty rare that I stick to any kind of a schedule or try and teach anything on a consistent basis. But while I work at Meta, internally, I do that. I mentor a number of other productivity app developers, either with Google Apps Script or a product called AppSheet, and some other tools internally, or whatever they need. And I create small videos, and everybody really enjoys those. And for whatever reason, I don't do that on this channel. That's nagged at me for years, in fact. And I've done half-hearted stabs at it, but I never really wanted to be consistent in that. I'm not really sure why. I think I just wanted to focus on music. But now that I've spent the last year or so focusing on my recording, engineering, and production skills, now I kind of want to bring it all in and start to do some YouTube videos. So prior to going to the dentist, I had ordered a new lens for my camera, something that I could use right here on the desktop. It's the lens I'm using now. It's a Canon 16mm f2.8. If you're not familiar with what that means, we'll get to that in some future video. But it makes it a lot easier for me to have the camera mounted right on my desk, me speak to it, and it gives me enough room to be in frame, plus gives a little bit of bokeh in the background, so it blurs things out, makes it look YouTube-y, as it were. And we have some other things coming. We have some ambient lights. We want to do that whole thing. So we're going to have fun with it. But either way, it was encouraging to talk to him, and it got me thinking about just pursuing things that we want or love to do, and things that hold us back, and whatever that internal voice was. And so what I'm kind of doing with this video is both letting you know that my plan is to start producing more videos and cover some of the technologies I use, because I'm making these videos all the time for work, and it's not really a challenge for me. It's stuff I've done my entire life. And the one thing I was talking to the dentist about is I said, well, one of the reasons I don't do it is all this stuff all these technologies are super simple for me. I've used them for years. I don't even think about it. I adopt new technologies all the time, whether it's Notion or whether it's using Google Sheets and collaborating or Google Docs. And he said, yeah, but your internal head, just because it's normal for you, doesn't mean it's normal for everybody. You'd really help a lot of people if you let them in on kind of how you use these things. So I decided that I'm going to start making some videos that hopefully add value to you if you're a songwriter or a creative, or you want to be, or you want to go in a given area. And I don't want to consider them as much as, like tutorials, like I'm Mr. YouTube. I really want to do it as I'm working as a performing songwriter, as somebody who's creating music. And these are the tools I use both for music and elsewhere in my creative life. And hopefully those things can be helpful to you. So sometimes I might cover very music specific stuff. Other times I might cover technologies and tools I use, or the way I approach performing and rehearse, how I get over stage fright when I don't really have stage fright, but how I work through early bouts of what I'll call stage fright long before even performing. So I wrote about that recently, and I think I'll make a video about that as well. So anyways, all this to say is, if you are holding back on doing something you've wanted to pursue, my advice is do something. Take one step in that arena, whether it's creating videos, pick up the camera and point at it and just try and do something. But also if it's music, learn 3 chords and learn 1 song, right? If it's, photography, there's some great videos on that. You can learn, a lot just on YouTube, totally for free. If it's programming, my son's a software engineer for LinkedIn now, and he didn't follow me into tech. He started 7-8 years ago at freecodecamp.com, and that's still available as a resource. So the internet's made things available to you. The first step is just to pick one thing and dedicate some time to it. Hopefully both encouraging and lets you know kind of what I'm doing. I'm going to do some other updates on music probably in a day or so, and I'm going to look right now, I'm kind of laying it out in Notion. I'm going to create my schedule and lay out a plan for the next 8 weeks of what we're going to be putting out, and I'll let you know what that's all about. But I appreciate you tuning in. Hopefully something in here was encouraging, helpful, and let me know if you have a question or something you want me to cover. Leave it in a comment. I appreciate it. Thanks.